Our app works by first starting off with Google's ARcore SDK. Google's ARcore SDK is a platform for developing augmented reality applications for smartphones. It uses motion tracking and environmental understanding using the phone's camera to find surfaces to render 3D models. The ARcore SDK takes advantage of the OpenGL ES API for rendering graphics. Our code consists of setting up a tap listener for recognizing touches and a renderer which accesses the OpenGL API. Adding objects can be done in the onSurfaceCreated method, which creates OpenGL threads based on a set .obj and .png files that specify the object we want to render. Additionally, our UI consists of any other activity linked to the AR rendering activity that handles checkbox functionality for selecting which object we want to render. This consists of creating buttons that have an set-on-click listener for registering touches. A button launches the app, giving a checkbox selection using a new intent to link the renderer and the UI.
Moving on to the app itself, here we can see our simple UI. First we have to pick an object to render, otherwise the app won't let us proceed, so let's do that. We'll start with Andy, which is the classic Android robot that we are all familiar with. Then let's launch our app. So now the phone's camera is reading the environment. It should find a flat surface soon. And now it's rendered a tri-grid object that I can tap on the screen in that location and it will render an Android robot. As we can see, this is a fully 3D model that I can walk around and view from all sides. Notice that the lighting effects and reflections are also taken into effect. So let's now render something else, like the grenade. Now here we can see that we're sort of standing inside the grenade. That's an issue with the external .obj file we're using here. It would be up to the external object modelers to decide how big or small the object needs to be using a rendering software like Blender or Unity. So those are the basics of the app. Moving on, future app ideas include an architectural information app in augmented reality, which renders famous buildings to scale and gives technical specifications of buildings such as their height, year completed, and their cost, and also gives their history, such as records held, the designer of the building, as well as major events that took place in the building's history.
An automotive customization app that renders a car to scale from a variety of manufacturers, allows customization options on cars such as seat colors, paint, performance packages, etc., and displays performance specifications, weight, power, torque, 0 to 60 time, top speed.
And finally, AR gaming, which could use augmented reality to render a virtual world. Think Minecraft or Skyrim or any other virtual gaming world that I hope some of you are familiar with, and basically take user inputs using a controller or other interface. So that's basically our app. Thank you very much.